Hey, all you Cybertruck fans. I'm here. I'm going to make a quick video for you on a new product that's out that really improves on the Tesla Cybertruck. When I first got my Cybertruck, I thought it was the best thing ever. The only qualm I really had was when I walked around the back, I would see the plastic trim around the bed. The sail panels, they call them, the tailgate cover, and I just was not a fan. I thought, why would you make this car out of stainless steel and then cheap out on the area that gets the most abuse in a truck, which is the surrounding area of the bed? So I kind of waited on the forums for a while to see if anybody would kind of step up, because there's a lot of aftermarket products being made, but nothing ever really came to pass. So I reached out to a friend of mine who works at a metal supply shop and asked if maybe he could help me design and then build some stainless parts that would replace the plastic parts that are in the bed surround. So what we came up with was sail panels made out of the same gauge of metal as the original truck down here. And not only for the lower half of the truck, but also for the upper half of the truck. That area, again, is plastic, and that area, again, if you put roof racks on, carry anything, it's subjected to getting scratched. And then also as well, the bed cover, the tailgate cover rather. So here you can see the tailgate cover and all the sail panels. Couple details that I like: there's a fold here, and then there's a trim piece on the inside of the sail panel that covers the other trim. And then there's a bevel on the outside that kind of tucks in behind the panel here, the side panel of the truck. Installation is meant to be pretty straightforward. The original plastic sail panels are still underneath here. All you have to do is remove the little window that flaps open on the plastic, and I'll go over that with you, how to do that. And then that area, there's two studs in here that you would hook your roof rack to. My friend Jasper that did this product, he made a bracket that drops in there, and then this button screw attaches to that bracket. So not yet in production, but in the pre-planning phases would be stainless roof racks that would cross over and bolt into this system right here. So I've had people ask, they said, hey, I already bought a Tesla roof rack. Can you maybe cut out the window so I can drop my Tesla roof rack in there? And again, anything's possible. Custom little touches like that, I'm sure Jasper could do those. It's not a big deal for him to make custom cuts. These particular panels, they have a finish that was done by a industrial kind of sander. It's pretty darn close. It's not exactly perfect to the finish on the Tesla. I know that there's a protocol where you take those sanding pads, Scotch-Brite pads, sorry, that you would put those on a DA type sander, random orbital sander, and do it. I meant to do that before I made the video, but honestly, it's so close that I'm so excited that I couldn't hardly stand it. I had to make this video because I want this product to get out there. I personally, I'm not making a dime off of it. I just wanted it for my truck. Right now I could be as happy as could be, and I could let it go. Might even be cool to be the only guy to ever have a pair, but Jasper, he's a great guy, young guy that's hungry and good and talented, and I want to help him succeed. I think that this is a great product. I think that Tesla should have made this product in the first place. The fact that they didn't is a shame, but I want to see this out there. And if anybody's interested, I want you to be able to get a pair for yourself. I'm just going to hop up in here just to try to give you a little bit better oversight of the panels. One thought we had was to make a cross piece as well, but then it kind of breaks up the black that's on the tonneau cover and the black of the window. Somebody asked about that for the Cyber tent, and I'm sure, yeah, instead of doing what we did, which was make the top piece here extend over just to give us a nice visual continuity, and there's little beveled edges here. We could definitely stop that here and then create another panel that ran across here. The only problem, kind of why we hesitated to do that, was because there's no real good way to fix to this panel. You would probably have to use some sort of adhesive, like a marine grade 3M 5500 adhesive is what I would think to use. So anywho, that's where we're at. Nice little bevel here, and then this piece is kind of a L track. It's bent on both sides to kind of cover that trim piece. So I'm gonna stop the video for a moment, and then I'll kind of go over installation, how you would do that, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here's just a quick look at the panels themselves. Here's the passenger side lower and upper sail panel. You can kind of appreciate a little bit more of the bevel work that's done in here. There's a inside bevel that just kind of covers the weather strip, just gives it a nice finish. And then there's an outside bevel that just tucks in behind the outside truck panel. And then there's kind of countersunk holes for the large screws. All the joints have been TIG welded by a professional TIG welder at the metal shop that Jasper works at. In each one of the corners, that has a little bit of a bevel to it, gets a TIG weld and then gets polished down. And then the upper sail panel, same thing. You can see the little transition where it kind of goes from just covering the original piece, and then it kind of tapers over the tent cover panel, for lack of the proper word. I can't think of the name of that, but you can kind of see the corner bevels on it. You can see the dimple here. So there's that. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to get ready to put the sail panels on. I'm kind of cheating a little bit because I already have the bracket inside here and I can't close the lid back with the bracket in place, but you get the idea. Basically, you would open this little trap door to about a 45-degree angle, and then you would find the smallest little screwdriver that you have laying around, a little flathead, and you take it on the one side and you kind of pop it up and out. Once you got this out, you're good to go. Then you're gonna see inside there's the Tesla bolts, which these are actually not the Tesla bolts because I misplaced them over the 6 months we've been working on this. I really recommend using the Tesla bolts because they have kind of like a nylock feel. They kind of grab the things and you feel like they're not gonna back off on their own. Because when I put these on, what I did was I kind of left them just a little loose so that I could center the panel. Every truck's gonna be slightly different. So if these bolts are slightly loose, then you put the panel on, you drop this thing in, check to make sure it's centered. Then you can either just tighten the big bolt down really tight, or you can take the panel back off and then tighten the two little bolts on a little bit better if you like. This one actually tightened really tight. Some of them are a little bit loose. So that's your install of your bracket. The brackets are made to hold the panel just slightly proud of the side panel so that they're gonna kind of stick up, and you'll see a little bit of that roll. First we had them kind of countersunk, but now it's up a little higher. So let's go grab the upper sail panel. Ooh, check out that sweet ride. Anyway, let's go grab the sail panel. And I apologize, but I'm doing this all by myself with my short arms, so. And then this upper sail panel, I gotta tell you too, that when you get it, it's gonna be flat, but if you look at it close, there's a bit of a curve. There's a bit of a curve there, right? So what you have to do is, there's a contour to the glass. You have to make sure that it contours well. So you put it over your knee, and about 5 spots up there, about 1/5 of each one, you give it just a tiny little bend. And less is always more, okay? If you're not quite sure, do less, and then try it on the car a couple times. And when it looks right, when it rides on the glass right, then you're done. If you overdo it, as long as you don't really overdo it, you should be able to just unbend it a little bit, okay? So that's probably the hardest thing of the whole install. If you're not mechanical, you know, good luck, but it's not that hard, people. And then you'll notice this drops in and it kind of fits behind the famous, what's that thing called? The piece that pops off here? I can't remember right now. The one with the recall. Ooh, and then don't leave this underneath. Get that out of there. And then it's just gonna drop into place. You'll see the little bolts are already pre-centered in my case because I already put them on once and centered it. Okay, so boom, that's on there. But I forgot the bolts, so I'm gonna grab the bolts real quick. And since I'm grabbing these bolts, I might as well grab the lower sail panel. Let's take this over there too. So you guys asked for this video, okay? You didn't ask for a professional cinematographer. You should have, but you didn't. So you get me. Put that bad boy right there for a minute. And we'll come back to this one. I'm gonna drop these little screws in here. Hopefully you're following along with this really difficult install process here. People said they needed a video and I'm here for you guys. Okay, so those two are on. They need to be tightened down a little bit. I gotta find the Allen key. I don't know where I put it. But let's go back here. You got your brackets installed. You got a little bit of rust on this top panel because before we got the stainless version, we were running a mild steel version, which kind of rusted on the underside. But again, don't care because I'll never see it again once I put my fancy covers on here for the last time. One-handed install. Drop it in there. Slide it up. Find your holes that you have for your brackets. Boom. Boom. And you can see how that upper panel really looks nice. It kind of conforms to the curvature of that glass on the roof. Everybody thinks that glass is flat, but it's not. It's got a nice bow to it. So something I didn't really even notice at first until we started doing these panels. And then you just kind of give them a little shimmy, a little shake. Some people were going to complain. You know, there's a guy on the forum who's whatever. But, you know, look at all the other panels, okay? It's not going to be to the 1,000th of whatever inch, but it's pretty darn nice. And from 5 feet away, beautiful. All these areas are covered and protected now. If you get a little scratch on them, oh well, buff it out, leave it as a battle scar. I'm toying with the idea of putting a little Loctite in there, but I haven't. They dog down nice and tight. Boom. Okay, so there's your upper lower sail panels installed. Hopefully you can see the quality of the product here. Jasper's also talked about, you know, maybe even going up one more additional thickness in metal, but it's going to add to the cost, and I don't think that people really are going to need that. But if you wanted a special order, a thicker one, I'm sure that could be done. Okay, I'm going to take a pause break here, and then we're going to do the tailgate cover. We'll do the tailgate cap, the install process. People have been asking about the install process on that, so we'll do that real quick too. Hold tight. Part 3, guys, would be the tailgate cap cover. Here's the welded up version. All the corners are welded. There's another version out on the market, but they don't think they weld the corners. They just kind of fold them. This piece is really beefy, really rigid. And then Jasper also kind of created this little aluminum spacer because when it sets on there, there's a bit of a gap. The back lip hangs over the tail light just a little bit to protect it and not scratch it. So to make everything kind of fit well. He's created this little shim piece, and that may be in the final design, or it may be a little different. I kind of over tightened the bolts a little bit. I was kind of excited, and I had my torque drill and I kind of cranked them super tight. And I think in the final version, there's going to be like countersunk holes, just like the sail panels. So again, slightly pre-production, super close. I ripped these things out of Jasper's hands. I don't know if he really wanted to give them to me or not, but I was tired of driving around with like pieces missing from my truck looking like the hillbilly. So these are still just a sketch pre-production, but they're pretty much not pre-production, if that makes sense. So, okay, so I put on the piece of crap plastic tailgate cap. Who would, I just don't even know. Anyway, so this has been off 1 or 2 times, so it's gonna come off fairly easy, I think. But basically you're gonna take a screwdriver and you're gonna pry here, and you're just gonna little by little pry it off. And boom, Bob's your uncle, it's off. Never ever going back on the truck again for me personally. Then when you take that off, you're gonna find there's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. They're Torx head screws, like little star type screws. I don't know where I put them. They were actually a little too short when we put all our heavy duty stuff in there. So those come out in order to access the holes where the hard cover is going to be secured. So let's go grab it with my one hand. Sorry for that. Sorry for all the pain that you have to endure watching this. Okay, so it's up. Let me see if I can prop this thing for 1 second just to get this on here. So, whoa. So you take the panel, you got the shim in there. You put the panel over. I am actually using screws from a Tesla Model S battery pack that I had laying around for my other little Land Rover project that you might have seen in the background there. These are super long. Again, the final version, I think the best way to do it would be to have a countersunk head screw like we do on the sail panels. So you put your screws in there, whatever they're going to be eventually. And then I'll try to go easy this time so I don't deform the metal. So Jasper's got a website. It's up and running. I can't remember the name right this second. I'll cut off camera. I'll go find the name. I'll put it into the end of the video. He's taking orders now. Some people have said, oh, I want to wait till a few other people buy it. That's legit. Some people, I mean, you guys are all early adopters. You have a freaking Cybertruck for heaven's sake, you know, so. But I get it, you know, you don't know if this is a real product and you want to hear some feedback. So this is what this is for, to help you guys see what it's all about, to see that it's a real product and it's real amazing in my opinion. So I hope you like the video. If you do, like and subscribe, haha. And then reach out to Jasper on his website. He's relying on me for photos of this, you know, for stills on his website, so it's going to be a little sparse in the beginning. We're going to try to do more pictures soon, and we'll just keep building on it. But you guys are getting in on the cutting edge. I think it's an amazing product. It's going to cover the bed, protect the edges, and just look like it should. I mean, it's a Cybertruck, you know. I mean, if your truck's wrapped, I don't know. Do you still need it? I'm not sure. You know, that's your call. You have to decide. I still think it's going to provide strength and durability, and you'll just know that it's not cheap-ass plastic. So let me cut out, let me go find the website name, and then you can go check that out after you finish this video. Okay, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Talk to you soon. Okay, so as promised, a website is going to be world premiered right now on this channel for this product. The name of the website is jamspecialtyproducts.com. So get on your computer, your phone, type that in, check it out. It's got an email for Jasper on there too. It's got pricing, everything you need to know. So hopefully that's helpful for you guys. If you really like the video, then, thanks. Peace.